introduce about topic 2, question 1. Okay, first of all, my name is Muhammad RAHIM. Then I will explain about mass model. First of all, I will introduce the questions. Okay, my question is: an insurance company has high level of absenteeism among the office staff. The head of office administration argued that the employees are misused the company's sick leave benefit. However, some of the most female staff members have explained that the family responsibility interfere with their work using mass model as well as your knowledge about absenteeism. Discuss some possible reasons for absenteeism and how it might be reduced. Okay, in this question, I have two questions, which means the possible reason for absenteeism and then how it might be reduced. Okay. First of all, my topic is covered under the chapter 2. The chapter 2 is individual behavior, personality and value. Before I explain about the questions, I will explain a little bit about chapter 2. Okay, for the introduction of chapter 2, which is individual behavior, what is meant for a successful company? Okay, successful company it depends on the organization structure, value and culture, and then the ability to encourage the innovations and internships. Mass model. What is mass model instead? Before I explain before I answering the questions. Okay, this is mass model. Mass model have 4 drivers. First of all is employee motivations, employee ability, employee role and perception, and then the last one is situational factor. Okay, next about the employee motivations. Okay, the definition of motivation is motivation represent the force within a person that effect. They have 3 effects, which mean the directions, the intensity, and then the last one is persistence. Okay, direction. What is mean by direction? Direction refer to the path along which the pupil engage their effort. This means that the pupil have a choice when how they want to put their effort. For example, that student, they have motivation to come class. They want to achieve their goal. For example, they want to English every semester. Okay, after they have directions, they also have sense what they are trying to do. It means that if they want to pass, and then they have to work hard. And then the number 2 is intensity. Intensity is the amount of effort allocated to the goal. Okay, it means that how much the pupil, for example, a student or the employee, push themselves to complete the test. For example, the boss give a start, and then how they want to complete. Okay, the next is persistence. It's under motivation also. Persistence is continuing effort for a certain amount of time. It means that persistence, the effort, for example, the employee to achieve the goal. Okay, next. Okay, the second is about the employee ability. Employee ability, they have two types. First one is natural aptitude, and then second one is learned capability to successfully complete a task. Okay, what is mean by the aptitude? Aptitude is the natural talent that help employee to learn specific tasks or more quickly and perform them better. Okay, the learned capability means the skill and the knowledge that you currently possess. Okay, next slide. Okay, next is competency or ability are the characteristic of a person that results superior performance. Okay, how to match the employee ability? For example, they select applicants who are already demonstrate requirements. It means that they select employees who are truly able to perform the task. Okay, next is a training, and the third person job matching strategy. Okay, next slide. The next slide is role perception. Okay, role perception. Role perception are the extent to which people understand the job duties assigned to them, expected to them. Okay, it means that in simple words, role perception is the employee itself know about what the task given by the top management. Okay, the function of role perception is to guide the employee to get direction and improve coordination with co-workers, suppliers, and other stakeholders. And the next slide is three components of role perception. Is number one is employee have accurate role perception. Number two, have people have accurate role to perform the task. And then the third one is understanding about the preferred behavior or produce assigned the task. Okay, the last one is about the situation factor. Okay, the situation factor is a condition beyond the employee ability to control or constrain and performance. This means that it refers back to combination of from the first driver until the third driver. Okay, for example, the situation factor are the time, budget, physical, and work facilities. Okay, we move on. Before this, I explained about mass model itself because in the question they ask what is about the mass model. Okay, next is for the question they told about the absenteeism in insurance company. Okay, after that they want me to explain the possible outcome, the absenteeism, what is the causes of absenteeism, and then how we want to reduce the absenteeism using mass model. Okay, the definition of absenteeism is that absenteeism is employee international or habitual absent from work, while employer expect the worker to miss a certain number of work each day. Excessive absence can adequate decrease productivity and have major effects on the company finance, moral, and other. This means that absenteeism is in simple word, absenteeism is the employee, for example, in insurance company, do not come to the work, and then it will affect the company itself in terms of finance because of the production cannot occur. For example, that in insurance company they cannot do the work in insurance. Okay, next is possible reason for absenteeism. What is the possible? Okay, I will list the 13 reasons. But first of all, I will introduce about 4 the main reasons why the absenteeism in company, for example, in insurance company. Okay, number 1 is negative work environment. Number 2 is warning job commitment. Third one is personal hardship. Number 4 is full life. Okay, for the this is ada 13 possible. Okay, next. Okay, for example, from first causes of absenteeism is negative work environment. Okay, what is meant by negative work environments? It means that the company have minimized the cost to cut the cost, but the employee itself has more work, so that not balance between the salaries and then the workload, so that the employee itself will do not satisfied with this problem, and then take an action to do not come to the work. Okay, next is work job commitment. What is meant by the work job or warning job commitment? I will simplify. Is the company itself gives the good benefit to the employee, but the employee itself want to change their work. For example, that they can get many work, and then they think that the work is not suitable for them, and then they will change. Okay, the next is personal hardship. Personal hardship is the problem the worker itself having a problem. For example, family problem, finance problem, and then health problem. So that, for example, that insurance company, they have a health problem, so that the employee itself go to the clinic, panel, or to the hospital, and then they do not come to the work. And then the fourth one is full life. Full life is mean that, for example, that the employee itself, for example, the insurance employee itself, have a good relationship, good life with the company, but they think that they want to get some rest, and then they do not come to the company. Okay, how we want to reduce the absenteeism? Okay, we want to reduce. We must to apply, for example, the mass model itself. For example, number one is employee motivation. Number two is employee ability. Three is employee role and ability, and then the situational factor. Okay, for the first one is employee motivation. So that if you know, if the employee itself have a problem, have a absenteeism problem, the company itself must to give a motivation to the employee. For example, that motivation that I can, for example, in insurance company, they have give a commission. For example, they have a fixed pay salary, and then they must to give a commission, the high commission, so that it can motivate the employee itself to reduce the absenteeism. Or then in motivation also, we can give a training. For example, talk to the employee to work hard, and then to get a commission or reward. For example, they have to set a specific target, and then who employee get a target, they can give a reward. Okay, in Malaysia, I will add some information. The insurance company, okay, for example, top 10 insurance company is Great Eastern Life Insurance, American International Insurance, and Punya Insurance. That is very familiar in Malaysia. Okay, the second way to reduce, to apply the employee ability. Okay, for example, that when we want to reduce the absenteeism, we have to choose the employee that able to perform the work very well. We have to use, for example, selecting the good employee, and then we, for example, that a problem employee, we have to redesign. For example, that we have to change the structure of the work and then the task. Okay, next is employee role and ability. Okay, I have explained before this about the definition of role and ability. Okay, we implement in insurance company. Employee role ability, for example, that the employee itself know about their role. For example, that what is the task, when she or he must to come in the office. They have to know every role or responsibility. For example, they have to understand what the task have to perform, understand what preferred behavior have to place. It means that they have to behave themselves when doing the work. And then the last one, how to reduce the absenteeism, is use situational factor. Okay, situational factor is about the meaning is environmental conditions beyond the individual in short-term control that constrain or facilitate behavior. It means that the combination of all. For example, the first one is ability, and then about the role, and then the ability. They have to combine on to reduce the absenteeism. For example, that the time, the pupil, the budget. Okay, I will add some information. For example, that the absenteeism employee, we have to give, for example, give warning or with warning to them, and then if they do not pay attention, the company itself, for example, in insurance company, have to terminate, so that they will behave and then they will work for the good for the company. Okay, as the conclusions, how the possible I have explained, and then this is the review, the